Welcome back to Rusted Junk Garage. Well, the day has finally come. We've got a scissor lift. So today we're going to unload it off of the trailer using an engine hoist, a floor jack, some jack stands, some straps, and I'm sure some other things. You're going to want to stick around and see this. This thing is over 1,000 pounds. And we're going to do it with some simple garage tools. Hang around, you're going to need to see this. Now we're going to hook up the engine hoist bit, and then we'll get the hydraulic pump and that stand off and continue to work to get this thing off the trailer. Well, we're making headway. It's about halfway out of the trailer now, so we're going to reposition the hoist, and hopefully we're getting closer to getting this thing out and on the ground in one piece. Okay, we've got it over halfway out of the trailer now, so we're going to put this corner on the jack stands and then take the engine hoist around, see if we can get it up in the middle and balance it, and then pull the trailer out, set this thing on the ground. That's our theory anyway. Let's hope it works. Okay, got kind of a 3-strap system here that we're using. We're gonna see how this thing comes up in the air off these jack stands. And our goal is to get it to lift up high enough, and we're going to drive the trailer out from underneath it. So we'll get it jacked up and see how it does. The lift is off the trailer, still a little bit suspended. We have the floor jack in this end, and we're going to try to support both ends so we can pull the engine hoist out and set this sucker on the ground. That's what we're trying to do right now. Okay, it's sitting on the floor jack there, and we got her parked on a couple of cinder blocks there. So pull the straps off this thing. The jack is out from underneath it. We'll use the floor jack and something else to get this thing on the ground. The worst part's over. Boy, it's been a little bit of an experience, but it worked real well. We're gonna pull the top off. See what we got. Well, there it is. 6,000 pound Triumph scissor lift. Off the truck. Looks like it's still flat. We didn't break it, so we're real happy. With the help of my good buddy Jim, that baby is on the garage floor. We have the pump on the bench and unboxed here. Well, not unboxed, but open. Let me see if I can get you up in there and get a better look at that. So we're going to pull that out of the packaging here, and then we're going to take it on over here. We got the pump stand here. Got to kind of clamp down the table, and we're going to get that bolted up on there and one step closer to getting this hooked up to the hydraulic scissor lift. Okay, the bracket on this side was a little bent up from whatever, so I used a crescent wrench, and yeah, I got it pretty good. So let's try to get this back up on here. See if it sets a little better now. Yeah, got that one started there, so that should hold it pretty good while we try to get it positioned here. And what we think is going to be a pretty good spot. Get a couple lock washers and nuts on these. I heard about other guys getting lifts, and there always seems to be some type of damage or something when they get them. I've heard different stories. Other than the power cord in this bracket, I think everything else is okay. Examining the lift after we pulled it out of the crate, and I think it's all going to be fine once we get it bolted up here. So I'm going to get the rest of these on here and all the lock washers, and we'll see how it looks once I get it all aligned. There we got the pump all mounted to the stand. Looks like it mounted up pretty good. You can see here, still just a little bit bent, but I straightened the ends out, and so it's sitting flush. It was pretty flush, and then once you come down on the bolts, it pulled it right down all the way over. I even remembered to put the lock washer on that one that I didn't. Well, no, I didn't. I had it just about tight and realized it, so had to go back and do that. 14 millimeters on all those. So sent an email to the company about this power cord here. This is unusable like this, and this friggin' thing's like 3 feet long. Worthless. So a friend of mine has a Triumph lift 4-post, and Jim, he was one that helped me get this monster off the trailer, and he said his is about 10 feet. So I sent these characters an email and asked them if I can use a longer power cord. I'm sure I can. It says 5 meters here, but you try to read this and translate some of that to English. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm going to put a longer power cord on, whether they send me one or whether I go get one. I'd like about 10 feet because it's going to be powered off this receptacle here, and the lift right now is actually under the Honda Pilot there, so I want the control thing here and have a little bit of room, and then eventually the lift is going over here. I got to do something with the lawnmowers and all that, make myself more room, but that's our plan right now. So I'm waiting to hear back from them. I may run down to Home Depot and get a longer power cord. It's 14 gauge coming through there. I've had the top off here already, and it's just the 3 wires coming through there. It's not rocket science to put a new one of these on. I've wired numerous plugs before, so that's where we are right now. My intention was to have the thing going up and down today, but right now I don't know if that's going to be the case. We'll keep you updated. Okay, we made the run to the Home Depot, and it's out with the old and on with the new. So we went with a 9-foot 14 gauge wire. She's all plumbed in. I plugged it in and just tapped the button. It's spinning the motor, so we're happy. We're gonna get it on the ground and get it over there and continue with our hookup on the new floor lift for the rusted junk garage. We have the hydraulic line hooked up here. Had to change the fitting on it. Luckily they sent the correct one, and this up here is the release for the safety mechanism on the ram. That's the way these things work. So we have got about 1.75 gallons of hydraulic fluid in here. There's a dipstick on this thing. It's not quite up to that, but I'm trying not to overfill it. And there's a little bit in there. I may have to get some more. So we're ready to push this button and see what happened. So you're seeing it the same time I am. First shot, here we go. And it's going up. I'm surprised at how quiet this thing is. I don't have the best hearing, but my gosh. Let's take it all the way up. That's pretty high right there. I like it. Like leaks there. And these come pre-installed, and I did just pop the wrench on them real quick, and also just on the drain plug of the hydraulic fluid there, just to check. You know, this thing rattled around on a boat for I don't know how long, and then from Texas to Washington on a freight truck. So there you have it. We're going to lower this thing down, and we still got the arms and stuff to put on it, but we're pretty pleased with that. But down she comes. Now she's getting down there. Well, there it is. It's all installed. Arms are on, pads just temporarily. All the hydraulics hooked up. Everything's working good on this. So we're pretty pleased. A little bit of a process doing it. Electrical cord issue, stuff like that. But we got through that all right. So thanks for watching us. Rusted Junk Garage. Remember, how neat is that?